Alrighty, Frieren episode 3. I'm just coming off watching the opening and the ending for the first time. They were absolutely fantastic. Really helped along how I'm viewing the show and what I'm expecting for the rest of the season. And after going back and watching the first 2 episodes again, editing them, seeing the whole episodes again, I've picked up on a few extra things and things I really want to talk about before I go into episode 3 here. So first of all, the very opening shot of the whole show after the opening plays with the map and the talks of, you know, this land right at the north that people call heaven, the land of lost souls, and that Flam, this legendary mage. I hope I'm pronouncing that right and I'm not getting that wrong. Flamme maybe? I don't know. They got to speak with ones who once fought alongside them. So I feel like already that's really emphasizing where we're going with Frieren, whether or not this is an actual place. Oriel, I think it's called? Yeah, Oriel. Even if this is not an actual place, it looks like it is because we have the northern lands here on the map. But even if it's figurative or it's actual heaven, I mean, this is proper fantasy, so it could be real. This might be where Frieren is heading. Maybe she gets to, you know, see Himmel and everyone else again. So after watching the opening and ending, you can just see how much her memories of Himmel and everything they experienced is really driving Frieren and the show, and that's really evident in episode 2 as well. I've also been informed by a Patreon member that the first 4 episodes are like a prologue to the entire show. So after I've gotten through these next 2, I'm sure I'm going to have a much better understanding of what's going on, and that's when I imagine the show will properly slow down. But it's been a really interesting couple of episodes thus far. I'm really curious to see where we go. I think this is going to be another great example of it's not necessarily the destination, it's more so about the journey, about the moments, about being in the present, making memories. I think this is going to be a show with just fantastic messages and some really great development. Really curious to see where we go from here, what we get done in these next 2 episodes of the quote-unquote prologue, and then we'll see where we go from there. Like and subscribe, check out the Patreon for early access if you're interested, and with all that being said, enjoy the video. 27 years after Himmel's death, trade city of Warm, okay. Oh, the music. It's like I'm playing RuneScape again, man. If you know, you know. Damn, look how much Fern's grown. Hello? So she's a terrible liar. This is gonna be good. Is she a hoarder? I still can't put my finger on Frieren just yet. Oh god, this will be good. The music sets the tone of this perfectly. Oh, is she trying to buy a gift for Fern? That's what I get from this. Black cat. Isn't that a bad thing? Nah, she's doing this for Fern, man. Yeah, for sure. You're gonna ruin the surprise, Fern. Hello? Unfazed. Verbal gulp. Don't be weird about it. Wait, are they real? I could not get a read on that situation at all. That's hilarious. Bro, come on now. It doesn't even pop into Fern's mind, man. She apologizes and she didn't even need to. God bless her. I can't figure out Frieren. This Himmel guy. Oh, Fern's reminding her of Himmel now.
ちなみに僕の好物はルフオムレツ。
俺はブドウだ。
Oh, grapes are good. Good take. He's just got a plate of grapes. And he's got an omelette.
やばすぎるでしょ。
フェルン、ごめん。なぜ謝るのですか？私はフェルンのこと何もわからない。どんなものが好きなのかわからなくて。
Bro, look at this whole scene, man. It's so nice.
今日は私の誕生日。
I had a feeling. I had a feeling. And that's an afterthought for Fern?
綺麗な髪飾り、ありがとうございます。とても嬉しいです。
Doesn't matter what it is, Frieren. It's the thought.
フリーレン様はどうしようもないほどに悪い方のようなので、
That's what I'm saying.
あなたが私を知ろうとしてくれたことがたまらなく嬉しいのです。
Oh, the wind is a paid actor.
フリーレン様は本当に人の感情が分かっていませんね。
100%. Oh, this is gonna be fun, man. This is gonna be fun.
ところでフリーレン様、この旅って何か目的はあるんですか？
Please.
魔法収集の趣味の旅だからね。できる限りはヒンメルたちとの冒険の痕跡をたどっていきたいかな。
Okay, now there's a good thing here.
風化する前にね。それはフリーレン様にとって
It's like the lyrics of the opening.
わからない。だから知ろうと思っている。
Okay. It makes a lot more sense now. It's hard to understand Frieren because she's still trying to understand herself.
もう16ですからね。お姉さんです。
I could be your older sister.
出ているものはほとんど同じはずなんだけどな。不思議だ。
Interesting. I might have to revisit that. I like what's going on here. There's a lot I'm excited to talk about. Ooh, we practicing?
防御魔法もだいぶ慣れてきたね。
Damn, look at the floor. Well, likes that.
防御の隙を狙った。模擬戦じゃなかったら死んでたよ。
I'm keen to see some like extended magic scenes, man. This might be it.
こうします。耐えられる？
How strong is Frieren actually right now?
防御魔法は強力だけど、魔力の消費がとても大きい。着弾の瞬間に部分的に展開させるのが正解というわけですね。そうだね。
I like this explanation of magic here. I want to see some of this come up later when they fight, if they fight.
防御魔法の練習ばかりですね。生存率に直結するからね。確かに。強力すぎて不思議です。フェルン、渡した魔法師の本読んでないでしょ。やっぱり寝る前に読み聞かせてあげないとダメか。自分で読みます。
Wonder if Frieren wants Fern to be focused on, you know, defense and surviving. Frieren doesn't want Fern to die for Haita's sake, for her own sake. Maybe.
クバールの封印場所ですよね。
Qual.
ご案内します。
Interesting. Interesting. Talk to me.
80年前にこの地で悪逆の限りを尽くした魔族。
Is this the Demon King?
それを勇者ヒンメル様ご一行が封印してくださった。
Okay, okay. Hey, talk to me.
その封印が近いうちに解けるから討伐しに来たんだけど。
Okay, okay.
30年ほど前までヒンメル様が毎年のように村に訪れておりました。
相変わらずのお人よしだ。
フリーレン様のこともお話ししておりました。様子も見に来ない薄情者だと。
冷たいよね。村を見捨てるほど薄情ではない。
He knew her well.
封印が解ける頃にはやってくる。
そう。
Ooh. I don't think this is the Demon King. I think if it was it would be a bigger deal. But this is still really cool.
明日にでも封印を解いてクバールを片付けよう。
I'd like to see that. And this is also part of Frieren kind of retracing the steps of the journey, right?
勝てなかった。クバールは魔王軍の中でも屈指の魔法使い。
Yeah, yeah. Just one of the little guys.
奴の開発した史上初の貫通魔法。
Piercing spell.
人類の防御魔法はもちろん、装備の魔法耐性さえも貫通し。
Okay, this is playing off of earlier, the defensive magic.
そんなの強すぎるじゃないですか。そう、強すぎた。だからこそ、その強さがあだになった。本当に魔法師読んでいないんだね。やっぱり読み聞かせようか。今から読みます。 封印を解くよ。
Now Frieren seems to have this properly figured out. I feel like she knows exactly what's going to happen. Be ready to defend, Fern. Looks like that one Digimon from the Digimon movie.
80年。
たった80年か。
A
私た
Mia.
ちにとってはね。
Ooh. Okay.
魔王様は
殺した。
では敵討ちといこうかの。
Straight to the point.
前方に防御魔法。
ゾルトラー
This is the piercing spell.
ク。ゾルトラークを防ぐとは
Okay.
随分高度な防御術式じゃの。
今のは一般攻撃魔法です。あれがゾルトラーク。クバール、お前の魔法は強すぎたんだ。お前が封印されてから大陸中の魔
And here
法
we
使い
go.
が。
This is it. Also, I want to say, I think Frieren acknowledging 80 years is Mia for the both of them is something she wouldn't have done before all of this,
新し
right?
い防御術式による強力な防御魔法が開発された。
It speaks a lot to her character.
ゾルトラークは人を殺す魔法ではなくなった。今では一般攻撃魔法と呼ばれているよ。
He's outdated.
80年は人間にとって相当長い時間らしい。
This is what I'm saying.
おとなしくしていれば楽に殺してやる。
攻撃魔法に同調し威力を分散させる仕組みか。
Oh?
魔力の消費もさぞ辛か。
Okay, he's figured it
防
out.
御魔法の弱点に気づかれた。
This is gonna be good.
対処できるよね。はい。練習でもういましたから。
Yep.
じゃあ私の分も防御を。
Oh, this is gonna be good. The music's here. Yep. Oh, stop it, mate. Here we go.
ゾルトラーク。
I was thinking that. If this is what Frieren used when she was practicing against Fern. She killed him with his own spell. That was epic, man. I'm in. I'm locked in now for the rest of the season. It's over.
どっかで見覚えあるんだよね。
Who?
お前、私のスカートめくったクソガキだな。
Hey, yo!
ぶっ殺してやる。僕だって見たかったのに。私も見せてあげますから。
What? That just took the craziest turn.
おかげでもっと長生きできそうです。ヒンメル様の言葉を信じて待った甲斐がありました。
Once again, it's Himmel. I like that she remembered that though. Even if it was crazy, she do be remembering stuff.
フリーレン様、感謝されていました。
Oh, she's reading the book. Good.
直接の感謝じゃないよ。この村の人たちはヒンメルを信じていたんだ。フリーレン様を信じていたのだと思いますよ。
That's it, Fern. Agree. I like that she pats Fern's head a lot. Because Frieren in episode 1 was saying to Haita, don't pat my head. Alright. Okay, that's a fantastic episode. I feel like after going back and watching the first 2 episodes, watching and listening to the opening and ending, I'm really getting into the groove of Frieren now. Her character's starting to make a lot more sense to me. There are still parts of her I'm struggling to understand, but like I said during the episode, I think a lot of that is because Frieren's still trying to figure herself out a lot as she tries to figure out humans and life in general. A bit to talk about here, I'll do my best, but this show so far is really doing it for me. Alrighty, first of all, I love this initial sequence of Fern being really suspicious of Frieren, and it's about where we end up at the end of this. Frieren's out here trying to buy a gift for Fern, and we're playing off of this theme for Frieren that she really regrets not really knowing a lot about Himmel and the others. And it's Fern's birthday, and Frieren still didn't really know what Fern liked in terms of gifts. The sweets might be a different story. It seemed like Frieren enjoyed the sweets as well, but maybe she knew enough about Fern to know that Fern would enjoy the sweets as well, the dessert. But it's like what Fern says, Fern being overjoyed about the fact that Frieren is at least trying to get to know her. And that seems to be a concept that Frieren is struggling to understand, because Frieren says, only because I tried? And Fern follows up with, you don't seem to understand people's feelings, do you? So that's going to be a big thing we're going to be focusing on with Frieren, I think. But overall, it's just a really nice sequence because Fern knowing what Frieren wanted to order directly reminded Frieren of Himmel knowing exactly what Frieren wanted to order as well. So in a way, Fern's like filling that role of Himmel for Frieren right now, and also a little bit of Haito as well. But that's really nice. But I like it in the flashback, we do get Himmel and the others explaining to Frieren what their favorite foods were, and even in episode 2, just Frieren remembering what Himmel's favorite flowers were. So I think what we're going to see maybe throughout this season, or maybe the rest of the prologue, is that Frieren might have known a lot more than she thought she did about her companions, and maybe because of who she was at the time, she just didn't really commit a lot of that to memory, at least in the moment. And it's stuff she's going to be able to remember going forward in the show as she experiences things like she did with the flowers in episode 2, going back to Qual in episode 3 here as well. So I really feel like I'm starting to understand potentially where we're going, especially with all the themes in the opening of the show about retracing the journey. And Frieren does mention some of this to Fern as well, when Fern asks Frieren, like, is there a point to this journey? And Frieren says, I'm satisfying my desire to collect spells. I'm fairly certain at this point a large part of that is because of Himmel as well. She says she'd like to retrace the adventures she had with Himmel and the others before all signs of them fade away as well. And I think that's really playing off of Haito last episode as well, saying the same thing to Fern when he saved her, keeping those memories alive, you know, in her own mind, and maybe she can continue to go around and teach people about what happened when she was with them and keep that alive for a very long time. And Fern says that's something that's important to you, right? And Frieren says, I don't know, I'm still trying to figure that out. And I think that's all you need to know, right? Frieren doesn't even know what she's looking for in all of this, but at least she's trying, which is really interesting because Frieren was really unsure about how to take the fact that Fern was happy that Frieren was trying to get to know her. So that trying word is really key here. And I'm trying to understand this sequence of Frieren maybe being puzzled as to why Fern is taller. And she says, our diets are the same, so it can't be, you know, what we're eating. I think it's just because Frieren's an elf, right? And Fern is just a human. And Fern is 16. Also, let me grab how many years it's been since the end of episode 2. It's been 27 years since Himmel's death here in episode 3. And it was 26 years after Himmel's death. And then we went 6 months into the future after that, looking for the flowers. So it's only been another 6 months-ish. Damn, Fern really shot up then if that's the case. But I like that we're bouncing around a lot. I'm actually going to go back and look at the map here in episode 1 because we've gone to a few places at this point. We don't have a specific like geographical destination right now, so I haven't felt compelled to go and look at the map, but I will now to see if I can recognize anything. None of these. Oh, there's Warm. So that's the trade place they were at the start of episode 3, and Turk as well. Was episode 2. Oh, cool. I can't remember what episode 1 was, but we've been spending a lot of time in this middle eastern kind of area. It does seem like quite a bit to travel around and see, so I hope we get to see more of that. But then we move into Frieren and Fern practicing magic. Now, I feel like Frieren knew exactly how this fight with Qual was going to go. It was either going to go, you know, the easy way where Qual just surrendered, or he was going to figure out exactly what was going on. It just seemed like Frieren was setting Fern up to be able to deal with this perfectly. Fern's really adept in defensive magic, and I was wondering if Frieren maybe wanted Fern to be like that to kind of increase her chances of surviving. Like that might be a big symbolic thing for Frieren, you know, taking care of Fern for Haito's sake. But it could also just be for this fight, or the fact that maybe that's naturally what Fern's really good at. But Frieren teaches Fern essentially how to deal with ZOLTRAAK, right? Don't use it as just a massive shield, only use it in the specific parts that you're going to get hit by. And you can see that happen in real time against Qual, which is really cool. Now, I'd like to think, I'm going to look at the spell that Frieren uses. I'd like to think she's using ZOLTRAAK here with absolutely no intention of harming Fern, but preparing Fern for Qual. Okay, it's like a flower kind kind of symbol. Now, there's every chance that every time Frieren uses a spell like this seal pops up. It could be the same for everything, but I want to check if that's the same as when she uses ZOLTRAAK at the end. No, it is the same. It's the same seal, which is really cool. And visually, it looks kind of similar to what she uses against Fern as well. It might not be the case, but even if it's not, I'm happy with that being my interpretation of all of that because it's really cool. There's emphasis on Fern reading this book as well. I wonder if Fern is just not interested in reading, but you can see her reading the book later on. And the actual confrontation with Qual was really good. I can't wait to see more things like this as we get further into the show. Just displays of magic. The soundtrack just kills it visually. It's great. I love the description Frieren gives Qual about his magic 80 years ago was too powerful, but now it's just regular magic. Like, it's been 80 years, mate. Like, for humans, 80 years is a long time. And humans are working on studying this stuff, making better magic. But to beings like Frieren and Qual, 80 years is nothing. Really seems like Frieren's mindset is already shifting around just how long time is. And this is exactly what Frieren prepared Fern for. And she was ready. It was epic. She stood her ground. Gotta respect Fern for that. She's only 16, but she did her thing. And then Frieren takes out Qual with his own spell. This is the best scene I've seen in the show thus far. The music is epic. Frieren's up there. Show me more of that. I really enjoyed that. And the end of the episode's great as well, because this old bloke who's in the town, Frieren remembers, right? What a crazy scene. Like, they're doing some very interesting comedic relief in this show. And I was kind of getting the feeling about Himmel, but he kind of gives himself away here big time. Seems like he might have had a little bit of a thing for Frieren, or maybe he was just a little bit like the old bloke was when he was a kid. Either way, the point of this was that these people believed in Himmel, right? And Himmel believed in Frieren. And it's stuff that Frieren's not able to experience or appreciate until after Himmel's gone. And I love that Fern's the one to say to Frieren, you know, she thinks Himmel believed in Frieren, because Frieren, like Fern says earlier on in the episode, like, Frieren can be pretty dense sometimes, and I think that's how she got tricked by Heiter. But Frieren's like, they didn't thank me, they were just believing in Himmel. And Fern says, no, I think Himmel believed in you to come back when the time was right. And we do see in that flashback that Himmel says, you know, Frieren's heartless for not coming to visit, but he knows her incredibly well and knows that Frieren will come back. You know, she won't let the town be destroyed by Qual. So it's going to be a journey, this show. There's going to be a lot of remembering people that have died and going back and experiencing all those emotions. I think it's going to hit pretty hard once we get into it. I'm already really invested. One more episode of this quote-unquote prologue, and then we can really get into what's happening. I did see a couple of potentially more characters to come in the opening. Very colorful characters, a very fantasy, and lots of potentially interesting, maybe dangerous things to come as well, which I'm really excited about. But that's going to do it for this episode. Really enjoying myself. I think I'm slowly figuring out how to talk about these episodes as well, because it's very different to what I'm used to, but I enjoy it. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And as always, please continue to leave your comments and feedback down below. You know I always appreciate it, and we'll see you all in the next episode of Frieren.